got black characters, but
Yeah.
representation of different people in books.
I'd say representation is massive and it's hugely important because it has such an impact on your self-esteem and also your confidence. And I think, you know, even if we look at the sad recent passing of Chadwick Boseman and the character he played in Wakanda, just people having a black superhero gave people hope and made, you know, kids think, well, I can be like that. And that's why it's really important to have representation in children's stories, especially in everything, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in adult stories. But, you know, I'm a children's author, so I think it's really, really important to be able to provide children with access to role models, so people that look like them or characters that look like them. But equally, if, you know, you're not black, it's good to be able to have access to characters that are different to you, so you can learn about different cultures and different countries.
And you mentioned about Chadwick Boseman, it actually made me think about some Netflix series that I used to watch, Black Lightning.
Right.
So
yeah.
and that's kind of got like black superheroes there as well. When you were saying about being an author, a lot of people, in terms of creativity has been pushed to the sideline.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pose a question for you, which is a question that it might trigger you a bit. In terms of the creativity, can creativity be taught, or can you learn to be creative?
I think that's a really good question. Can you learn to be creative?
Or is it something inside you?
I genuinely think that everybody has an element of creativity, but it depends on the environment in which you're operating in, because sometimes that creativity could be stifled or suppressed because you're in an environment where everybody must either act the same or behave the same, so you don't have the space to actually get to know who you are and what some of your natural talents are, because you're being forced to be the same as everybody else. And if you do let out something that's slightly different, that then gets suppressed, and it's kind of like, that's not the norm. So I think everybody has creativity within them, but they need to be in the right environment to be able to unleash it or tap into that. That's a great question, by the way.
You know, you should have faith in me. There's a reason why I asked about the creativity, because to write a book, there needs to be an element of creativity. So if children don't have that creativity, or that creativity is born in them, is there things that can be done to be able to bring out that element of creativity?
Got me there.
Yeah, of course.
When we look at creativity, a good place to start is looking at what's missing. So if you're not actively looking at actually what's missing here, then I think you're going to find that challenging. So basically, in terms of my story, I identified something